Hello, and welcome to this week's Breathe and Stretch. We are going to start by lying down on the mat, closing your eyes, starting to let the world around you disappear as you focus in on your breath, listening to the air come in and out of your body without trying to change it, just relaxing into the floor. Continue listening to your breath. Keeping your eyes closed, bring your hands to your rib cage and rest your thumb underneath with the rest of your fingers on top. So you should have the fleshy bit between your thumb and your index finger around the side of your rib cage. Start to inhale into the rib cage, expanding between your intercostal muscles. And then slowly exhaling, allowing them to contract. As you breathe in, try and hold your core so that your belly doesn't blow out and the breath goes into the rib cage and back into the floor. Try not to hold your breath at any point. Continue to inhale and exhale, matching the length of the inhale with the length of the exhalation. As we move through this session, you want to think about continuing that breath into the rib cage, all the way into the back of your lungs, with a strong core, but an easy breath. If you are in the habit of using a yogic breath, you may engage that breath now. And if, as you do so, think of slowing down the breath. Nice long inhales and nice long exhales. On your next exhale, allow your hands to come back down by your sides. Continue to keep your eyes closed. With your eyes closed, slowly start to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Gently turn your head from left to right and back to center. Slowly draw your knees into your chest and give them a gentle hug. Then when you're ready and in your own time, slowly rolling onto your right hand side, making a pillow for your head with your elbow. Rest here for a moment, and then when you're ready, coming up into a comfortable cross position. If you need to sit up on a block, then you may do so. If you have any injuries at all, you can let me know and I can give you any alterations by just dropping me a note in my email, into the community, and I will get back to you. All right, so when you're ready, you're going to take both hands up overhead, exhale all the way around and bringing them down to the floor. From here, you're going to inhale, take your left hand all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, start to come over towards your right hand side, stretching all the way across with your fingertips nice and long, your shoulder still in the socket on both sides. Breathing into the intercostal muscles on the left. Still with an Ujjayi breath if you are using that. Otherwise, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Keep the left knee down. If you feel that you're crushing your ribs on the right hand side, you want to come up a little bit higher onto your right hand, so pressing down through that right hand into the floor. Inhale up. Exhale, take the left hand to the floor. Inhale, take the right hand all the way up towards the ceiling, and exhale, coming over towards the left hand side. Trying to keep the right side of the body down. Avoid crushing your left hand ribs, inhaling into your intercostal muscles on the right. Expanding through the rib cage as you breathe in, and slowly allow it to contract as you breathe out. Keeping that arm nice and long, fingertips straight rather than a curved arm. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Exhale, take the arm to the floor, hand to the floor. Coming over onto your hands and knees. Bring your knees into about hip width apart. I'm just going to move slightly backwards, making sure that I'm fully on my mat. Okay, making sure your hands are nice and spread. Your elbow is pointing back so that you want to have the bend, the inside of your elbow pointing forward. I forget what that's called right this second, but keep it forward. And then as you do, breathe in, drop your belly towards the floor, roll your shoulders back and down and look up towards the ceiling. And exhale, contract your abdominal muscles, round through your back and look towards your navel. Inhale, dropping your belly to the floor, pull your shoulders back and down. And then exhale, round through your back. Engage your core and look towards your navel. Exaggerate the movement if you like. You can move your hips to the side if that helps. And the other side, and make it a more circular motion. Just making sure you keep breathing. And then coming back to a tabletop position when you're ready. From here, you're going to tuck your toes and we're going to sit back onto our heels. We're going to come all the way up and roll our shoulders back and down. Now this is to stretch our feet out. So you want to have your big toes touching. every single one of your toes pressed into the floor, and sitting back with a nice strong core. So you're upright, your bottom is resting on your heels, shoulders back and down. You can, if it helps distract you, bring your hands into prayer pose. As you do so, engage your upper back muscles so that you're bringing your shoulder blades together, looking down just towards the front of the mat or past the end of your nose. This position can become painful as we're not used to doing this with our feet. They're often quite, sorry, my little toe needs a little encouragement to come out. They're often quite tight, either through the toes or under the feet. Our ligaments through the feet and our metatarsals become very, well, not the metatarsals, they're bone, but the ligaments become very tight. And this just helps us to stretch out through the feet. And often because we have tight feet, it pulls on the calf, which often then pulls on the knee and can even pull all the way up into the glutes. So it's quite useful to stretch your feet out every now and then. Breathe. If you need to, at any point, you can come forward onto your hands and tap the tops of your feet. We've got 2 more breaths here. And coming forward onto your hands, tap the tops of your feet when you're ready. From here, we're going to, again, tuck our toes and then exhale, making sure our feet are about hip width apart. Exhale, coming all the way up into a first downward dog. So extend your heel on your right foot down to the floor, bend your left knee, and then alternate so that you're pedaling your feet up and down, making sure you're pushing your chest towards your thighs, keeping those hips nice and high, stretching through your calves with each pedal of your feet. And then when you're ready, coming high on both sets of toes. Really try to press your belly towards your thighs. Keep those fingers nice and spread. Make sure every toe is touching the floor, and then start to send your heels down. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. If your heels don't touch the floor, do not worry. That is something to work on over time. Keep breathing. And then inhale, come forward into a plank position. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Coming all the way down. You can do knees, chest, chin to the floor. Inhale up. Open across the chest. Push all the way back with your bottom towards a child's pose. Making your bottom come down towards your heels. Keep your hands pressed into the floor, but your shoulders should start to wrap down. So your shoulder blades should be in the sockets, shoulders away from your ears, and you're almost trying to put your underarms on the floor. And then inhale up into a tabletop position. Step your left foot through into a low lunge. So back knee down. Making sure as you come into the lunge that your tailbone is pointing down. It's all well and good coming forward into a lunge and getting as low as you can, but you actually lose the stretch. So keep the tailbone pressed downward towards the floor, lift the hands up. If you like, you can bring the hands together. If you want to take it slightly further, you can bring your right elbow behind your left knee and then look up to the side. This will open up your shoulders at the same time as giving your thoracic spine a twist. And then inhale back up. Exhale, take your hands to the floor, stretching back through the legs. So keeping your chest on your thigh, start to straighten through the leg. It doesn't have to come straight. We're more focused on having that interconnection between our chest and our thigh. So you should feel a stretch through your hamstring, which is the muscle at the back of your leg. Then you're going to come forward. Take your left hand on the inside of your left foot. You're going to bring your left leg back and then take it out to the side. From here, you're going to keep your left toes pointing forwards and you're going to sit back towards your heel, keeping your arms out in front. Try to keep the foot flat. Doesn't matter how low back you get, you should start to feel a stretch through your inner thigh. So you can come up and then back again. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Last one. Now we're doing this dynamically because this is a muscle we don't stretch too often. We're going to then bring the knee back in and then we're going to step forward with the right foot coming into our low lunge to start. So again, set yourself up so you know that tailbone is pointing down towards the floor. Bring your hands up. If you like, you can take the twist. Pressing your palms together in that prayer pose. And then unravel, coming back up. And then both hands either side of your right foot, straightening through the right leg. So you get that stretch through the back of your hamstring. Breathing. And then bring your right hand on the inside of your right foot. Release the knee back. Make sure you've got enough room. And then take your right foot out to the side. So foot flat. And then hands in front, sitting back onto your left heel. Keep the toes down of the right foot. Come forward. And back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. So don't worry if you can't bring your bottom all the way to your heel. That is a goal over time. And it doesn't matter if you never do it. We're just looking to find some more space. Last one. Inhale forward. Bring your right knee back in to your tabletop position. And from here, you're going to tuck your toes, press up into a plank, and step your right foot forward. and then your left foot, even though I've done that the other way around. Bend your knees and bring your chest onto your thighs. Inhale, start to straighten through your legs. You can come to a flat back position as you would in yoga if you like. Exhale, fold your body down, but keep your legs straight. Inhale, start to roll up, stacking your vertebrae one by one. Bringing your head up last. From here, take your feet as wide as your mat. I'm going to go slightly in because my mat is extremely wide. So a normal mat width. And both sets of toes pointing forwards. The edges of your feet should be parallel with the outside of your mat. You're going to inhale, take your hands all the way up overhead. Exhale, fold forward all the way down towards the mat. You can bring your hands flat if that is comfortable. Otherwise, you can have your hands on your shins. Try not to be too much on your fingertips. If you start to put too much weight forward, that's problematic for your fingertips. What you want to be able to do is shift your body weight a little bit forward into your toes. Or if you have your hands flat, think about even transferring some of the weight into your hands. So you start to open up through the backs of your legs a little bit more. Keep breathing. As you inhale, think of lengthening through your spine. As you exhale, fold from your hips. If you do it right, what you will feel, depending on your position, is when you inhale straight, you might find your body comes away from your legs slightly. As you exhale and fold your legs, your chest should come closer, but you should really feel it start to open up through the upper part of the back of your legs, so your hamstrings. By actively moving through our poses, we actually, and using your muscles within where you're trying to stretch and what your core muscles and everything, you end up working and stretching further than you would if you just try to use your hands to pull you into position. So continue to think about inhaling and lengthening, exhaling and folding. So we're not trying to yank ourselves anywhere, we're just using our muscular strength and the weight of our body to open up our muscles. Okay, and inhale, start to slowly rise up. Stack your vertebrae one by one. Inhale, take your shoulders all the way back and release down. All right, so take a step back on your mat. We are going to come all the way actually to the back. It's just remembering the next bit. All right, we're going to inhale, coming all the way up. This time with your feet about hip width apart. Exhale, fold forward all the way down. I want you to lift your right heel off the floor. So you're bending your right knee in towards your chest. As you do so, you should feel a bit more pressure come into your left foot and a bit more of a stretch through your left calf. Keep the left toes into the floor. If your hands aren't on the floor, you can hold on to your left foot so that you've got that hand, or your left ankle, so you've got that hand a bit more pressured. You can be then up on your left, your right fingertips. You're just trying to make sure all the pressure's going through the left hand side though. And you've got that right foot for support as well. And then place the right foot down, switch sides. So bring the left heel up this time. So depending on where you're tight, this could be your calf,
I've also got my glute at the moment on my right hand side going. What can happen in a stretch is that something else is thrown up that you weren't expecting, which is always fun. Keep breathing. Even though you're in this position, continue to think about inhaling and lengthening through the spine. You're still folding towards your leg, even though the other leg is preventing you slightly. And then exhale, press the left foot into the ground. And then inhale, slowly start to come all the way back up. And roll your shoulders back and down. All right, we're going to come unceremoniously down to the floor right now. We could do it all yoga-y, but we're not going to. We're going to come down. We're going to lie on our backs, roll all the way back to the floor. Bring your knees into your chest. Give them a gentle hug, making sure that your whole spine is on the floor, pulling your shoulder blades all the way back. Open your arms out to the sides. Take your knees out together towards the right-hand side and look back to the left. If you need to, you can wrap the top leg around the bottom leg so that you get a little bit more twist and a little bit more stretch through your spine. Inhale, bring the knees up and unravel them if they're wrapped, and then take it out to the left-hand side, looking over to your right, and then wrap the top leg if you like. Otherwise, just leave it, making sure the shoulders are flat. That's more important than the knees hitting the ground. If your knees don't hit the ground with your legs unraveled, then they don't need to be raveled, wrapped, whatever you want to call them. And then inhale, bring those knees back in. Then you're going to take your legs all the way out straight. Allow your toes to roll out to the sides, your palms to roll up. Close your eyes down. And then we're going to work through our final relaxation. So starting with your toes, draw them in towards your shins, stretching through the backs of your legs, engaging through the shin. And then relax your feet down. Then point your toes towards the wall in front of you, stretch them as long as you can. And then relax them down. Engage your glutes, squeeze them tight. And then relax your glutes down. And take your hands and grip them into a fist. Squeeze your fists as tight as you can, getting out any tension from your day. And then relax your hands. Lift your shoulders all the way up to your ears, shrugging them as high as they'll go. And then relax your shoulders down, ensuring that they come all the way down into the sockets, rolled back, so that your hands can roll up towards the ceiling. Turn your head from left to right and back to center. Draw the top of your head out from your shoulders, lengthening your neck nice and long. And then relax your head down. Screw up your face as much as you can. Scrunch up your eyes, lift your cheekbones high, purse your lips, scrunch your nose. And then relax your face. Relax your thoughts and your breath and focus on the inhale
and exhale as the air comes in and out of your body without trying to change it. And allow your body to sink deeper and deeper into the floor. Keeping your eyes closed, gently start to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Slowly turn your head from left to right and back to center. Gently draw your knees into your chest and give them a hug. And then when you're ready, rolling onto your right hand side, making a pillow for your head with your elbow. Then, when you're ready, gently coming up to a comfortable cross-legged position. Thank you very much for coming or enjoying or joining this class today. If you